soon we're going to be calling this country.
All right. Hello, what's up? Sorry for the delay. Restream was fighting with YouTube, was fighting with Twitch, but then it was like the dual output and some of it was vertical. So those guys needed their own. I just work here. I tried to give them what they wanted. They didn't want to listen to me. What's up, y'all? I'm Mikey. I'm 1/8. I don't know. There's a lot of us now. I'm part of the Bin Podcast Network. How are you? How's your new year? How's everything? How are things going for you? Good, I hope. So, amongst all the quagmire and all of the horrible things on the horizon, I'm in Illinois. I'm in Chicagoland. So we got some new laws coming. Turn up the volume. Yep, working on it. Better. That's probably good. Okay. There we go. So yeah, we got a lot of new laws in Illinois, like 293, 297, 301, something in that range, but a lot. So we're gonna look at them, and I got my handy dandy pen here, and I have 3 columns. I have good, I have bad, and I have worst. Those are the 3 columns, and I will tally up some of these. We're not gonna super deep dive into all of them, obviously, because there is 300 of them, but there is a small like description of each one. So here we go. All right. Oh, good. They got it in sections. So it looks like we're starting off with economic development, then environmental. Okay, it's alphabetical. See? Logical. I like it. All right. You see that? Yeah. Can we F11? How do I full screen on this? Where's the full screen? This isn't full screen. No, I want the whole screen. The whole thing. Come on, you bastard. Whatever. Bit more on the vocal. More, he says. I give more. All right. Scroll. All right. Number 1. Economic development, tax increase, financing, increment financing, so TIFs, and for enterprise zones. All right. And this one amends the Grocery Initiative Act, provides the Department of Commerce and Economic Opportunity may, subject to appropriation, provide grants for equipment upgrades for farmer-owned grocery stores or markets. Where's my, all right, let me adjust my coffee here, because I'm going to need to do this. I like it. Moving on. Environmental. The landscape waste. Oh, boy. Amends the Environmental Protection Act in provisions prohibiting the burning of landscape waste, exempts a person engaged in the business of tree removal at the person registered place of business, provides that the burning activity is located in a county populated 50,000 or less, is more than 1,000 feet in the unit residence, not located per meter, is not located at environmental justice concern. Okay, so they're saying if you like have to clear a bunch of crap off of your property and it's like your business and you gotta like cut trees down and do all this other stuff, can they cut that stuff down and burn it? I mean, it could be a lot of stuff, and what are they supposed to do with it? So I'll say good. All right, where are we at? The Clean Lighting Act creates the Clean Light Act prohibits offering sales should be as a new manufactured product a screw-based or bayonet-based compact fluorescent. Oh, it's the old bulbs. A pin-based compact fluorescent lamp or the linear fluorescent lamp. I remember those. Do you remember those linear lamps? Those little tray ones? They were incredibly hot. They burned at like 1,000,000,000 degrees. May offer energy efficient lighting, rebates, and lamp per second. Okay, that's good. No more of the old bulbs. Okay. Effluent reuse rules. Provides that the use of treated municipal wastewater, worst, I can smell it. Just wastewater or gray water, I can smell that. Ugh, I hate that smell. From a publicly owned treatment works is authorized for irrigation when conducted in accordance with a permit issued under a specific provision of the Act. Provides that the Illinois Environmental Protection Agency may propose and the Illinois Pollution Control Board shall adopt rules. Okay. I don't want them to use wastewater on food.
Shame.
I don't like that.
Shame.
I don't like it.
Shame.
Because that's how you get E. coli and stuff, man. Plants store shit in weird ways. All right. Paint Stewardship Act changes. Means to the Paint Stewardship Act. And, oh, I hope it's so that you can't just dump paint on the floor. Put it in the landfill. And a provision regarding a paint stewardship program plan provides that not later than 90 days after submission of a plan, the Environmental Protection Agency shall approve or disapprove the plan, which with certain requirements. Okay. Excludes paint and paint-related waste, as well as certain paint-related waste that are hazardous waste from addition of special waste. Provides that paint and paint-related waste that are hazardous waste are designated as universal waste subject to the streamlined hazardous waste rules. Provides that EPA shall propose control board to so that's bad.
Shame. Shame.
Stop.
Shame.
Don't buy so much paint. Water Plan Task Force Act. Okay. Creates the Water Plan Task Force Act. Establishes the State Water Plan Task Force. Provides that the task force shall be chaired by the Director of the Office of Water Resources of the Department of Natural Resources and composed of the directors of their designee from various and other state entities. Okay, so what are you going to do? To identify critical water issues, to develop the implement recommendation. So, well, I mean, that's good since you're going to be freaking throwing paint all over the place. Okay, that's good. I'll say it's good. We're 6 in, and we got 4 good, 2 bad. Check the chat. Let's see here. Okay. We're going to be able to see. We're once seen as the most powerful in the world. They used to be. But just like we had the strongest unions, we had the strongest a lot of things. And then over time, people just, you know, forget to enforce the good fences, you know. Good fences make good neighbors. All right. Exotic weeds permits. Hey, now we're talking my language. All right, PA 1030620. I hear you. Change the title of the acts of the Illinois Exotic Weeds Act. Provide that the Department of Natural Resources shall determine that plants that are exotic weeds for the purpose of the act shall compile and keep current lists of such exotic weeds. Yeah. Which shall be published and incorporated in the rules of the department. Okay. Provides that the Department of Natural Resources may, rather than shall, issue permits to buy, sell, and offer just for the plant. Ooh. Oh, so I'm going to have to talk to the Department of Natural Resources if I want to, like, make, like, a weed forest in my backyard. Just 8-foot plants everywhere. Exotic weeds pursuant to administrative rule. Provides that the department by rule shall exempt varieties of any species listed in department rule. I know that, like, some stuff is banned in some places. And it's for, like, not so obvious reasons. Like I know in some places, like, you can't grow bamboo outside because it'll just take over. And then bamboo's pretty, like, you know, benign, but it's very good at staying alive. And it'll kill all the prairie stuff. We got a lot of prairie stuff out here, which is a very unique habitat. Here we go. Speaking of, Forest, Wetlands, and Prairies Act creates the Forest, Wetlands, and Prairies Act, provides that the Department of Natural Resources shall prepare and maintain a comprehensive forest, wetlands, and prairies grant plan for the preservation and enhancement of forests. I'm already giving it a pursuant to wetlands in Illinois, provides that the Department of yeah, this is great. Like no, like not, you know, not toot my own horn here, but Illinois is very pretty. It's very pretty out here. Like if you like your English countryside, yeah. We have so many miles of just beautiful landscape. And swamps and stuff. It's fun to go to the swamps. Oh boy, here we go. All right, did I mark it down? I didn't mark it down. So we got 5 good, 2 bad so far. I feel like I skipped one. Exotic weeds is good. I didn't mark that. Okay, that feels better. Okay, solid waste event facilities. Eesh. Is this porta potties? This sounds like porta potties. I think this is porta potties. Creates a large event facilities act in provisions regarding requirements for an owner or operator of an event facility to have a maximum capacity of 3,500 persons. Recyclable materials to be transferred to recycle. Oh, so you can recycle stuff. Collectively provides that the owner or the operator of the event facility is in compliance with these provisions. If the owner or operator just okay, set forth fines if you break it. Okay. We're looking good so far. I mean, could get horribly bad here very quickly, but I don't think so. All right. We're on number 10, I think. Underground storage tank registration. Amends the Environmental Protection Act, deletes provisions requiring owners of underground storage tanks containing hazardous waste to register the tanks. What? With the Illinois Environmental Protection Agency and provide the agency with information concerning the contents of the tanks. Deletes a provision requiring the owners of registered tanks to notify the agency of any changes in registration information or the removal of the tank from service.
Pretty soon we're gonna be calling this country.
I knew the shoe would drop. No, I don't want these dudes to have just tanks full of shit. Well, literally, or any, like he can have anything. Oh, Lord. Somebody gonna be making clones in the basement. Just. I'm gonna need everybody to carry their ID from now on when they want to talk to me, because literally clones. Literally clones.
Yes.
Unbelievable. That's really not good. All right. Yeah, that's in my worst category. Moving on. Lake Michigan monitoring. I love Lake Michigan. It's very pretty. Amends the Rivers, Lakes, and Streams Act. Removes a provision requiring that the Environmental Protection Agency to work with the City of Chicago and affected units of government for specified concerns. Removes a provision that require the Environmental Protection Agency to conduct water quality and lake bed surveys to evaluate the ecology and quality of water in Lake Michigan. Removes the provision concerning reporting requirements. Provides that the Environmental Protection Agency shall regularly monitor water quality near shores, harbors, and public water supply intakes. Why? Why is this? So the EPA won't look out for the water. Okay, that's a worst. Yeah, that's the worst.
Pretty soon we're gonna be calling this country.
What the hell? Okay, we're out of the EPA. Now we're on to firefighters. All right, what are we at here? Number 12, 13? I forgot. Someone else. Fire Protection District Funds. Okay. provides that specified accumulation of funds by a board of trustees of a fire protection district may occur in that district's corporate fund or other district fund. In provisions authorizing taxes for emergency and rescue crews and equipment, provides that the board of trustees may accumulate funds in its emergency and rescue fund for the purposes of acquiring, building, and maintaining real property for emergency and rescue purposes. Okay, that sounds good. So it means that they can, if they need to independently fund some emergency shit, they can. Because it was illegal previously, because it has to go through. Okay, that's fine. Police and fire insurance, mental health. Amends the State Employees Group Insurance Act of 1971, the county's code, and the Illinois Municipal Code. Provides that the State Employees Group Insurance Program for Illinois State police officers, a county for members of the sheriff's office, and a municipality for members of the police department or fire department shall provide coverage for joint mental health therapy services for the officer or firefighter and a spouse or partner of the officer or firefighter who resides with officer or firefighter. They need some fucking therapy, dog. Hell yeah. We'll pay for that. Yep, put it on the tab. We will pay for that. Y'all need therapy. Emergency telephone system board members provides that the elected officials, including county sheriffs and members of a county board, rather than including members of the members of a county board, rather than including members of a county board, are also eligible to serve on the emergency. Sure. We'll say it's good. Okay. Shelby County Rescue Squad provides that the Shelby County Board may form, manage, fund, and operate volunteer rescue squad to provide assistance to Shelby County law enforcement. Whoa. Any public entity. Wait a minute. Let me slow down. Provides that the Shelby County Board may form, manage, fund, and operate a volunteer rescue squad to provide assistance within Shelby County to any public entity providing law enforcement, firefighting, emergency disaster responses, or first responder services. Provides that the volunteer rescue squad may locate missing persons, including drowning victims, perform a supporting and not direct role in fighting fires, and extricate persons from unsafe conditions. Provides that Shelby County Board may provide benefits for rescue squad volunteers who suffer disease, injury, or death in the line of duty. Yeah, I'm fine if somebody wants to, run into a building and like pull out some kids. Like that's great. Why is law enforcement on there? What is that for? Why do they need a law enforcement capacity at all? Are they talking about like a car wreck? Is that what I'm supposed to be? I'm gonna do this. Zoom it in for you. Yeah, this is bad. Like real bad. This is bad. Let me write this one down. What is this thing called? This is PA, Public Act 1030895. We're gonna mark that one down for later. That is horrible. We don't need no extrajudicial weirdo types running around. There we go. Let's embiggen me. There we go. There we are. Move this. Can I move this? There we go. Ba-ba. I like that better. So yeah, that one is a full-on.
If you only knew how ridiculous that statement is, you wouldn't have said it.
Oh no, I meant this one.
That's all. There are plenty of things that are bad and wrong, but it doesn't make them fascist.
That's pretty fascist. Okay. You guys can see good? Yeah. Fire Protection District competitive bidding. keeps the $20,000 minimum threshold for competitive bidding for fire protection districts contracts for supplies, materials, or work, but adds that if the Board of Trustees seeks to purchase equipment directly from a dealer or an original manufacturer in excess of $50,000, then the contract for purchase shall be let to the lowest responsible bidder after advertising. Okay, I guess that's fine. All right. Ooh, gaming and liquor. Oh, fucking liquor, you boy. Yeah, you think? Display of alcohol infused products. Wait, we have alcohol infused products? Amends the Liquor Control Act of 1934 provides that alcoholic liquor includes alcohol-infused products, defines alcohol-infused products, and co-branded alcoholic beverage. Provides that except for persons issued a license. Under the Act, no person shall manufacture, distribute, or sell alcohol-infused products. Well, like cigars? Like a cognac-soaked cigar or something? Provides that no retail establishment shall, with retail sales or that exceeds 2,500 square feet shall display. Okay. Oh, and okay. Here's another one. Shall display alcohol-infused products immediately adjacent to similar products that are not alcohol-infused products, or immediately adjacent to soft drinks, fruit juices, bottled waters, candies, or snack foods, portraying any cartoons or youth-oriented images. I mean, that's fine, sure. It's not like 12-year-olds are like, yes, one cognac dipped cigar, please. I like it after a hard day on the swings. Like, what are you talking about? Okay. Liquor retail signage. In a provision requiring retail licensees to post a sign where a specified message concerning the risk of birth defects removes a provision directing individuals who need assistance to substance abuse to call Office of Alcoholism and Substance Abuse. Provides that the sign shall be no less than 8.5 by 11. That's just a piece of paper, normal printer paper. Provides that the required sign shall be provide the name and phone number of an authorized state alcohol. Okay. I mean, you could like help with the crushing debt that every family's under. Maybe that's why they're drinking. But yeah, I'm sure this frickin' sign up there that says, hey, don't do this too much. That'll help them, probably. If it helps just one person, you know. Oh, speaking of health. Healthcare and insurance. So this is the colonoscopy coverage. Colonoscopy coverage provides that a group or individual policy of accident or health insurance or managed care plan amended, delivered, and issued or renewed on or after January 1st, 2026 shall provide coverage for a colonoscopy determined to be medically necessary. That's good. I'm not quite there yet, but at least I won't have to, fight my insurance company over it. They'll be like, all right, here you go. Oh, this one I remember. Epinephrine cost limit provides that an insurer that provides coverage for medically necessary epinephrine injectors, EpiPens, shall limit the total amount that an insured is required to pay for a twin pack of medically necessary epinephrine injectors at an amount not to exceed $60. Oh my God. As someone who has about 10 allergies, probably 10, it is a nightmare living your life knowing that at any moment a new allergy could pop up because your hormones changed, and that's what decides what your allergies are. So I used to eat crab legs and turkey on Thanksgiving and Honey Nut Cheerios and like you name it. Like I have so many food allergies. So, and I've had probably 3 trips to the ER because my throat was closing or my eye was swollen, or like heavy wheezing from food, from just stuff that I normally just eat. And then I would just not be able to eat it that day. And then the next day, you know what I mean? Like you don't know. And then they fucking jacked the price of EpiPens up. It was hundreds of dollars for a twin pack. Hundreds. For no reason other than, you need to have it. And then they started putting they would make them expire, right? So you had to buy a new one every year. So it would have been like $500-$600 a year just to have one on standby. So I didn't get one. So we haven't had one in the house. I haven't had one for years. We couldn't afford it. Who can afford to have like at that point, I might as well just risk it and go to the hospital if I need to. Because no one can afford to just have, like a $600 vial sitting in the freezer or in the refrigerator that on January 1st, you got to just throw it away. So that's good. We're at 15 good, 2 bad, 2 worst. All right, let's see here. Oh, I have no chat up. It's only giving me part of the chat. Let me fix that. Let's see here. I would like to be able to interact with you. I was like, man, Billy is the only person saying stuff. It'd be sad if Billy was the only person saying stuff. Oh, there's tons. Okay, pop out chat. There we go. There we go. Feel so not alone. How much is an EpiPen to produce? Cheap. They give it to you at the hospital, usually in like the nebulizer, or it's steroids, just to keep all your airways open until you can figure out what the hell you're allergic to and how to react to it, right? It's a stopgate. Usually when you use your EpiPen, they usually recommend that you still go to the hospital anyway, but it's if you're out having dinner and someone thought it would be a nice thing to give you the shrimp upgrade on your pasta, and you're 2 bites into it, and then you're like, holy, whoa, what's going on here? Yeah, like that kind of stuff. So it's to stop that from just being a casualty. It's to save you. And then they just jacked the price up. It used to be like $50, $75. And then it was like $500, and it was like $699, and then they were like twin packs for $1,000. It's like, okay. They're just taking us over the coals. So yeah, I'm glad that they went after them for that. Diagnostic mammogram screenings provides that an individual or group policy of an accident or health insurance or a managed care plan that is amended, delivered, insured January 1st shall provide coverage for molecular breast imaging for an entire breast or breast if a mammogram demonstrates heterogeneous or dense breast tissue or when medically necessary as determined by a... Good. My mom was a mammographer for about 10 years. So, yeah, save the tatas. Let them get screened. Okay, dependent parent coverage provides that a group or individual policy of accident health insurance amended, delivered, or renewed after January 1st that provides dependent coverage shall make the dependent coverage available to the parent or step-parent of the insured if the parent or step-parent meets the definition of a qualifying relative under specified federal law and lives or resides within the accident and health insurance policy area. Okay. probably a swipe at the insurance company, so I like it. Oof, heavy topic. Miscarriage and stillbirth require coverage of medically necessary treatment of a mental, emotional, nervous, or substance use disorder or condition of all individuals who have experienced a miscarriage or stillbirth to the same extent and cost sharing as for any other. First, let me say that's good. Second, let me say it's disgusting that they even had to put this in here. So this is reactive, obviously, and it's reactive to probably way too many birthing persons having to pay out of pocket for their own mental, emotional, nervous, and substance abuse disorders after a miscarriage. So now they have to cover it. Good. Moving on. Hormone therapy. Menopause. Hey, y'all. Provides that a group or individual policy of accident health insurance. That is amended. January 1st. And the state shall provide coverage for medically necessary hormone therapy treatment to treat menopause instead of to treat menopause that has been induced by a hysterectomy. Yeah. But again, why are we having to say the obvious here? Because people have been denied these things. So now it's a law. You can't do it. Homeowners insurance, sewer. It provides that in response to all applications to homeowners insurance received by an insurance company, the insurance company shall provide the applicant information regarding the availability of coverage for loss caused by a sewer backup or overflow from a sump pump, including the coverage limits and cost thereof. This is very good because a lot of people did not know that when like rivers overflowed and stuff like that, and then like basements flooded, and then like if there's like a foot of water going through like a subdivision, everyone's basement is cooked. And what these people found out the hard way was, oh yeah, we cover flood stuff, but your house didn't actually have flood water come in. The sewer water came up through the basement. And because it's not a flood, that's not us. Bullshit. They're covering it. Good. See how these companies are? Terrible, man. Terrible. Insulin is capped at $65 a month, I think. Network adequacy standards. Are we still in healthcare? I think we're still in healthcare. Amends the Network Adequacy and Transparency Act provides that the minimum ratio for each provider type shall be no less than any such ratio established for qualified health plans in federally facilitated exchanges by federal law or by federal. I have no idea what this means. Provides that the maximum travel time and distance standards and appointment wait time standards shall be no greater than any standards established for qualified health plans in. Okay. So we have to keep it maintained to a federal level. You can't just be like, oh, well, this is Illinois. You're going to be waiting a year and a half. Okay, I'll take it. Right now we're at 21 good, 2 bad, 2 worst. Take a sip here. Hey, Jenny, how are you? Tons of my says colonoscopy is cheaper if you bring your own butt steak. That's air horn. We're trucking along here. I think we're like, I don't know, 20-ish through. We're on page 8 of 24, so we're making good progress. Pregnancy test provides that a group or individual policy of an accident or health insurance or a managed care plan that is amended, delivered, or issued or renewed on or after the effective date of the Amendatory Act shall provide coverage for at-home urine-based pregnancy tests that are prescribed to the covered person, regardless of whether the tests are otherwise available over the counter. Okay. Amends the Illinois Public Aid Code, provides that the medical assistance program shall provide coverage for an at-home urine-based pregnancy test that are ordered directly by a clinician or furnished through a standing order for patient use, regardless of whether the test is otherwise available over the counter. Yeah. We have to put it in law that you have to mail it to them. Like, dude, it's just a box. You put the box in another box. You put that box in a larger box, and then someone comes up, opens up the big box, takes out all the little boxes, and takes those boxes to other boxes. It's easy. Prosthetic device coverage provides that with respect to an enrollee at any age, in addition to the coverage of a prosthetic or a custom orthotic device, benefits shall be provided to the prosthetic or custom orthotic device determined by the enrollee's provider to be the most appropriate model is medically necessary for the enrollee. Okay, good. So like if they are a runner, they get like the spike, you know, the bendy guy. And if they have a bike, you want, well, that's good. Yeah, that's good. Can't just be giving them a damn swimming foot if they're a runner. That ain't right. That ain't right. They've come so far with that stuff. It's so cool. Generic drug shortage provides that if a generic drug or a therapeutic equivalent is unavailable due to a supply issue or dosage cannot be adjusted, a group or individual policy of accident and health insurance or a managed care plan that is amended, delivered, or issued renewed after January 1st, 2026 shall provide coverage for a brand name eligible prescription until supply of the generic drug or a therapeutic equivalent is available. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, you can't just tell people no anymore because you don't have any more of the generic. Well, then you're going to have to give them the name brand. Yeah. Yes. Good. All right, where are we at here? Cancer genetic testing provides that a group policy of accident shall provide coverage for clinical genetic testing for an inherited gene mutation for individuals with a personal or family history of cancer, as recommended by a healthcare representative in accordance. Okay, cancer screenings. They got to cover cancer screenings. Gotcha again. Okay, here we go. Electronic payment fees. My favorite thing on earth is electronic payment fees. There's very few things I care about. My wife, my daughter, anime, and electronic payment fees. Provides that any group or individual policy shall offer all reasonably available methods of payment from the insurer or managed care plan or its contracted vendor to be contracted to the contracted healthcare provider. Provides that an insurer or managed care plan shall not mandate payment through credit card. Provides that if one of the available payment methods has a fee associated with it, the insurer or the managed care plan shall notify the healthcare provider of certain information and provide the healthcare provider with instructions on how to select each method. Okay. Fine. Condos, accessible parking provides that the board of managers of a condominium must adopt a policy to reasonably accommodate a unit owner who is a person with a disability. Provides that the board of I thought this was covered. Provides that the board of managers must take responsible efforts to facilitate a resolution between unit owners to provide for accessible parking if the association does not own or otherwise control parking that meets the accessible parking needs of a unit owner who is a person with a disability who requires accessible parking. Yeah, work it out. The ADA is a thing. Work it out. Dental Loss Ratio Act provides that an individual, healthcare company shall provide coverage for medically necessary care and treatment to address a major injury to the jaw, either through an accident or disease. Provides that the required coverage may impose the same deductible coinsurance. Okay, good. Yeah. Like, look at all the stuff that's just that they're having to, like, piece by piece add back in. Mikey, can you give some context to these state laws? How long have they been in the pipeline? Some of these are old, some of these are new. Some of these are like tidy up kind of things. I don't know the last time that they've tidied in quite some time. So this might be years of tidying. But you know how they do. Let's just throw them all up in the air at the same time, and maybe you guys won't catch Public Act 103-089 0895. Yeah. There's a convenience element to putting them out like this, and there's also the subterfuge element, and that's why we're here. We're gonna find out what they're hiding in this publicly available document that I found in the first search on Google. Top result. But it's a lot to look at, and I know a lot of people aren't going to look through all these. Or they'll just, casually say, the Democrats are just going to shove all these rules down your throat, and you don't even know what's in there. They could be just well, that's why we're reading it, so that throughout the next, 10 years, I can be the one person that says, no, I actually did read them. It wasn't so bad. Local first responder insurance. Oh, wait, did I get an air horn? Yeah. Local first responder insurance provides that if a municipality or county, including a home rule municipality or county, is a self-insurer that for purposes of providing health insurance coverage, shall include mental health counseling for any employees who is a first responder, including police, correctional officers, deputy sheriffs, firefighters, and emergency medical service personnel, without imposing a deductible, co-insurance, co-payment, or any other Yes, good. Get them the therapy they need. We need normal freaking people out there. And if you need some help getting back to normal, then yeah, let's spend some coins on it. It's worth it. Mobile integrated health provides that a group health insurance shall provide coverage to an eligible recipient for medically necessary mobile integrated health care services. Defines eligible recipient and mobile integrated health care services. Is that like chair? Is that like a chair? Is that like a power chair? I think that's like a power chair. Someone let me know. All right, we're on to labor. I think we're at, what is this? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 29 good. 2 bad. 2 worst. 2 worst. Well, this one looks like a doozy. All right, let me get some coffee here. Oh, where'd the music go? Okay. Okay. Labor/workers' compensation. Unlawful discrimination -family. Amends the Illinois Human Rights Act, includes family responsibilities in the definition of harassment. Defines family responsibilities to mean an employee's actual or perceived provision of personal care to a family member. Defines personal care and family member, includes family responsibilities and the provision creating a civil rights violation if violated by an employer, employment agency, or labor organization. Provides that nothing contained in the act may be construed to be obligate an employer, employment agency, or labor organization to make accommodations for an employee based on family responsibilities, including accommodations as related to leave, scheduling, absenteeism, timeliness, work performance, referrals from a labor union, hiring hall, and benefits. Provides that nothing contained in the act may be construed to obligate an employer, employment agency, or labor organization to make accommodations and modifications to reasonable workplace rules or policies for an employee based on family responsibilities, including accommodations and modifications related to leave, scheduling, productivity, attendance, absenteeism, timeliness, work performance. Provides that nothing contained in the act prevents an employer from taking adverse actions or otherwise enforcing reasonable workplace rules or policies related to leave, schedule. Sheesh. That's a worst.
Pretty soon we're gonna be calm in this country.
So I'm not sure when a lot of people in like state legislature and especially federally, like they have to understand that you can't just like you can't just drag people through traumatic situation after traumatic situation after traumatic situation. Like as a people, like as Americans, we kind of don't have a lot of moxie left, you know? Like there's kind of like this very, like everyone's kind of very tenuously hanging on, you know? And everyone's kind of had to make adjustments, and like for COVID and for like the first financial crisis and the bank failures and then the airlines and then like all these bailouts for all these companies and the wars. Oh, let's not even get started on the wars and the police violence, and like all this stuff is going on. So if my wife has a mental breakdown, or I have a mental breakdown, and she needs to be there for me, well, her company can let her go, because you know what? We don't really have to accommodate the fallout from the billionaires, you know, ruining this country over and over and over again, trying different ways to get, you know, we're like a little treasure troll. They're just trying different angles to get that pesky gem out of us. And it's just, it's traumatic, and it's painful. And it's too bad that, or if someone gets sick, because it says personal care, like that could be like medical care too. So your family or if you have a special needs child that needs more time, and if you need to just like keep breaking meetings or something like that, okay, they can let you go. You're not protected. It's not unlawful discrimination. Worst. I'm gonna write that one down too. And this is PA 1030797. Okay. I don't like it.
Pretty soon we're gonna be calm in this country.
Okay. Equal Pay Act pay scale provides that it is unlawful for an employer with 15 or more employees to fail to include the pay scale for a position in any job posting. Provides that if an employer engages a third party to announce, post, publish, or otherwise make known a job posting, the employer shall provide the pay scale and benefits, or a hyperlink to the pay scale and benefits, to the third party, and the third party shall include the pay scale and benefits, or a hyperlink to the pay scale in the job posting. This is why no one applies for your stinking crappy jobs, is because no one is wasting their time going through several rounds of interviewing for you to, in the last 15 minutes of the last day of the last round of interviews, now you want to tell me how much the job is worth. No, dude, no. That's why people stopped applying. It's not that they're lazy. It's just that they are probably getting to know someone who already works there to find out what the pay is, and then they'll think about applying. But no one wants to just, you know, like it's an expenditure to interview, or to interview well, you know. And to have people just, you know, if you want to start your career, you got to get out there and knock on some doors. So then they go around the 20, 30 different places. And then after the 10th place, you don't even know if it's worth your time at this point. You're just going to just jump in the mix and just start competing with everybody? No. You need to tell us how much is the job worth. And actually, that will help help keep the pay consistent. My foot is stuck. Sorry. Ugh. I need to stop swinging my legs around. And it'll help keep the pay consistent for the people that are already working there. You know, like if we're all making 50 grand, and then you post that you're hiring someone at the same level as us, and he's got a big old grin on his face, I would need to know if you got him in for 75. So then I can be like, excuse me, there's 25 missing from my check, you know? Hey, y'all. All right. So that one's a good, I think. I think I marked it. Personnel record review provides for specific documents that every employee has a legal right to inspect and copy. Ooh, I like it. It's giving anarchy. I like it. Give me the records. Requires an employee to make a written request to an employer before having a legal right to inspect, copy, and receive copies of specified documents, including any employment-related contracts or agreements that the employer maintains are legally binding on the employee. Provides that a written request for all records shall, if the records being requested include medical information and medical records, include a signed waiver to release medical information. That's good. To the employee's specific representative. Oh yeah, that's so annoying when you can't get your medical information like to your doctor. Oh my god, because like you're not allowed. It's like I know, but he's got the degree and he knows the answers to my medical questions. Provides that if records are maintained in a manner and fashion that is already accessible by the employee, the employer may instead provide the employee with instructions on how to access that information. Deletes a provision that repeals the right of an employee to designate a representative of the employee's union or collective bargaining unit or other representative to inspect the employee's personnel record in specific circumstances. So that is good that now they have to, whatever personnel file they have on you, you can ask for it. And then before that, like I used to be in a union, and I'm sorry, my union rep was garbage. Like never responded to anything, just floated around giving out stickers and pens for people to put on their uniform. All right. OSHA opioid guidance amends the Department of Law and Civil Administrative Code of Illinois, provides that not later than 270 days after the effective date of the Mandatory Act, the Director of Labor shall direct the Division of Occupational Safety and Health to issue non-mandatory guidance to employers on acquiring and maintaining opioid overdose reversal medication, so Narcan, and training employees on an annual basis on the dosage of such medication. So Narcan and managers got to get trained. Good. Labor Relations Board annual reporting specifies the annual reporting requirements of the Illinois Labor Relations Board and Illinois Education and Labor Relations Board. Okay. Provides that the board shall adopt timeliness goals for the processing of unfair labor practices charges rather than maintaining a certain schedule upon filing of unfair labor practice charges, including to complete the investigation and issue a complaint, dismissal, or deferral within 100 days. That's awesome. Rather than 30. Oh. Well, at least it'll be done. Of charges being filed. And in the case of an appeal, to issue decision within 90 days of the completion of the board's process of filing appeals. And then to schedule hearings upon issuance of complaints to begin within 60 days of the complaint's issuance, to issue recommended decisions and orders within 120 days of the closed record. Close of record. And if exceptions to recommended decisions and orders are filed, issue board decisions within 90 days of the completion of the board's process for filing exceptions. Okay, so they're trying to clean that whole thing up because I did have to make a labor complaint one time, and they took so long. Like, I had already left the state for almost 7 months before they even sent me the first part. So that's good. Give them some timelines. Ooh, Whistleblower Act. Amends the Whistleblower Act, changes the definitions of employer and employee, defines adverse employment action, public body, retaliatory action, and supervisor, provides that an employer may not take retaliatory action against an employee who discloses or threatens to disclose information about the activity, policy, or practice of the employer, that the employee has a good faith belief that such activity, policy, or practice violates state or federal law, rule, or regulation, or poses a substantial and specific danger to the public health or safety. Yeah, we snitch on billionaires around here. Employment eligibility verification. Let me get a sip here. Hello, my unfinished journey. Let's see here. Where I work, they post jobs with the pay listed, but if you jump through the hoops to apply for a job, they won't tell you if you get it. You'll just figure it out when someone else is doing it. Yeah. So did I get selected to go out on that trip? What's that, sir? You're at the airport already? I'm gonna take that as a no. You don't need me to go train. You don't need me to go train down in Miami? You don't want me to train the store in Miami? You sure? No, I know we're opening a new branch in Hawaii, but I just figured I would, I would go help them. Was it Waikiki? Yeah, I gotta go help them. They need me. All right, employment eligibility verification provides that unless otherwise required by state or federal law, an employer shall not voluntarily enroll in E-Verify program or a similar electronic employment verification system. Okay, it provides that an employer shall not impose work authorization verification requirements greater than those required by federal law. Provides that if an employer is required to participate in the E-Verify program or a similar E-Verify-like program and receives notification from the Social Security Administration of a discrepancy between the employee's name or Social Security number and the Social Security Administration's records, the employer must provide the employee with specified documents. Provides for additional rights and protections granted to an employee following the notification from the Social Security Administration of a discrepancy. Provides that an employer shall provide notice to current employees by posting in the language of the employer normally uses to communicate employment-related information to the employee. Of any inspection of I-9 employment eligibility verification forms or other records conducted by. Okay, I'm starting to get this here. Provides for additional notice requirements concerning obligations of the employer and the employee. I mean, they're not saying everything because they're trying to keep it brief, so I'm trying to glean what they mean here. So you can't like if I have a name and if I have an ID and I have my Social Security card and I give it to you as I'm the employee, you're the employer, and you run it through the system and it comes back good, then it's good. You can't be running around to extra other sources to try to figure out other stuff about me. Because it looks like as long as there isn't a discrepancy between there, they need to let it be. For that, when providing specified notices to an employee, the original notice shall be redacted in compliance with state, federal privacy laws and shall relate only to the employee receiving the notification. Because they're going to be trying to go after undocumented folk. Wage payment, pay stubs. provides that an employer shall provide an employee with a copy of the employee's pay stubs upon the employee's request. Provides that employer is not required to grant a former employee's request for a copy of pay stubs more than twice in a 12-month period or more than 1 year after the date of separation. Provides that an employer who furnishes electronic pay stubs in a manner that a former employee cannot access for at least a full year after separation shall upon an employee's separation from employment offer to provide the outgoing employee with a record of all outgoing employees' pay stubs from the year preceding the date of separation. Okay. Provided an employer shall furnish a copy of the requested pay stubs to an employee or former employee within 21 calendar days of the request. Provides that a request shall be made of an employee or a former employee for a copy of the pay stub shall be made to a person responsible for maintaining the employer's payroll, I'm so glad I don't do that job anymore, including the employer's human resources department or payroll department. Oh, that would suck, dude. If I had to just like all the people that got fired or all the people that just didn't want to, just moved on to other things, and then like they come back 364 days later and like, yeah, I want you to pull all my pay stubs from last year. Oh, dude. And then what if it's like in between? Like what if, you know what I mean? Like what if they ask for it after the calendar year or something like that? Like I don't even know how that works. What a nightmare. But yep. Give them their pay stubs, dude. Oh man. That's terrible. That's so much work. You better get some AI in there. Child labor law of 2024. Now hold on. I thought we were better than this. Creates the child labor law of 2024. Reinserts provisions of the child labor law. Sets forth additional provisions concerning definitions, exemptions, employer requirements, restrictions of employment of minors, employment certificates, civil penalties, and criminal penalties. Provides for the amount of time a child performer who works in a television, motion picture, or related entertainment production may be permitted to be at the place of employment within a 24-hour period based on the age of the performer. Sets forth time requirements for work, rest, and recreation and education. Hey. Stop working these little Disney kids to death. They need school and recess, damn it. Worker freedom of speech. Oh, here we go. Now we're getting to the nitty gritty. Now we're into my backyard. I'm sorry, the Klingon Empire has never heard of you. Worker freedom of speech creates the Worker Freedom of Speech Act. Provides that an employer or the employer's agent, representative, or designee may not discharge, discipline, or otherwise penalize, threaten to discharge, discipline, or otherwise penalize, or take any adverse employment action against an employee because the employee declines to attend or participate in an employer-sponsored meeting or declines to receive or listen to communications from the employer or the agent, representative, or designee of the employer if the meeting or communication is to communicate the opinion of the employer about religious or political matters. As a means of inducing an employee to attend or participate in meetings or receive or listen to communications, or because the employee or a person acting on behalf of the employee makes a good faith report or orally or in writing of a suspected violation of the Act, provides for a private right of action to enforce the provision of the Act, provides that nothing in the Act prohibits an employer or its agent, representative, or designee from requiring its employees to attend any training intended to foster a civil and collaborative workplace or reduce prevent workplace or reduce or prevent workplace harassment or discrimination. You can't make me sit in your union busting meeting anymore. I can walk out of that bitch.
And this is why we think that unions are so bad for the country, for the company, for everything.
Yeah, those guys, you can't trap them in a meeting anymore. So suck on it. They can just walk out on your ass and organize. Awesome. Double air horn. All right, now we're into municipal government. So this is probably going to get in the weeds. What have we been going for about an hour now? Let me get a couple seconds. I'm going to be right back and get something to drink here. All right, I need to drink aggressively, and I can't do that in front of you guys. It'll break your heart. It's not something you should see. I have to open both nostrils, and I have 4 bottles of water. It is intense, but I am hydrated for minutes afterwards. My unfinished order, we have 300 new laws going into effect this very day, and we're going through them here in Illinois. We're probably, what is this, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. We're probably about 40 in. We're halfway through the pages here. I think we're doing good. All right, municipal government. I might skip some of these because if it's like in small town Illinois, we're allowed to name our small town bakery. Like I'm skipping all those. Illinois Youth and Young Adult Conservation and Education establishes the Illinois Youth and Young Adult Conservation and Education Pilot Program, provides that the Department of Natural Resources shall administer the program, provides that grants under this act are limited to units of local government and nonprofit entities located in the state of Illinois that provide conservation education and employment opportunities for youth and young adults of the state, provides that the program is subject to appropriation, adds education and internships to purposes. Yeah, that's good. Again, there's lots of prairie out here. It's very nice. Battery charge fences. Okay, here we go. Provides that a county, township, or municipality may not require a permit or other approval for the installation, maintenance, and replacement of a battery charge fence. Battery charged fence is electric, like Zappy fence, right? Not like I have a gate that operates on a solar panel that charges a battery. Like, is that what they're talking about? Any electrical charge produced on contact does not exceed energizer characteristics set for electric fences on the. Oh Lord. Provides that any battery charged fence installed under the provision must have a conspicuous warning sign located on the fence at not more than 50 foot intervals. Yo, it's gonna be Mad Max out here. Everyone's fence is gonna have like 10 car batteries attached to it in the garage. Lord. Okay. I'm just gonna say it's bad. I'm not gonna say it's good.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
Because they're not gonna use it for their cattle. You know what I mean? They're gonna make some ridiculous bunker. I mean, they already got the thing where they got the full fucking septic tank dug out underneath a tunnel through the basement that's full of clones, and now they got an electric fence to keep the clones in. Well, maybe I should be in favor of it, because if them clones get out, we have some problems. Electric squeeters. I love squeeters because they squeak. Provides that a municipality or a park district may authorize and regulate. So it's like Illinois idea of anti-Project 25. Not so much. A lot of this is cleaning up stuff. A lot of old rules that never really got fixed. And then a lot of weird shit that they're trying to sneak past us. May authorize and regulate the operation of low-speed electric scooters within the unit of local government. Was that not allowed before? So they can go anywhere bikes are permitted, provides the use of low-speed scooter. Okay, yeah. You want some scooties? Scoot on, brother. Scoot on. Pesticides. Oh, God. Provides that pesticides application notice. Provides that at least 24 hours before the state or a unit of local government, including a mosquito abatement district or a commercial entity hired by the state or a unit of local government applies a pesticide, including a pesticide intended to control mosquitoes, to a public right-of-way that is located within the corporate boundaries of a municipality, a state mosquito abatement district, okay, shall be provided written notice to the public of the application of the pesticide. Okay, so sometimes in the summer they'll go through like the sewer drains and they'll spray down in there and they'll kill the mosquito larvae to help stop the spread of shit. So now they have to let you know. That's good. As long as they're not going to stop doing it. Like, they need to do it because the mosquitoes are crazy. They're very strong. Got to kill them with tennis rackets. Limit predictive analytical use. Do tell. Provides that an employer that uses predictive data analytics, AI, in its employment decisions may not consider the applicant's race or zip code when used as a proxy for race to reject an applicant in the context of recruiting, hiring, promotion, renewal of employment, selection for training or apprenticeship, discharge, discipline, tenure, in terms of privileges and conditions. I told you guys they're friggin' racist. But they'll just use their AI to do it. I'm like, no, actually, we just selected out people with this random trait. Yeah, shut up. Animal adoption fee waiver provides that an animal shelter or animal control facility may, rather than shall, waive the adoption fee for a dog or cat if the person adopting a dog or cat is a veteran and meets specified criteria. That's great. So if you're a veteran and maybe you're going through some stuff, they will give you a free buddy. That is awesome. You get a free pal. Free pal. Okay. Oh, this one I did read about. Mobile identification cards. Now, this is important. Allows the Secretary of State to issue a mobile Illinois identification card or a mobile driver's license to an individual who is otherwise eligible to hold a physical credential. So pretty much the Secretary of State and the DMV are going to be allowed to give you like how you get like your movie passes and stuff on your iPhone. Well, you'll be able to have your license, like a legitimate QR scannable license on your phone. Now everyone's like, oh, they're going to steal it. Look, I don't know. I don't know if it's going to be good or bad. But I do know that this will help a lot of people, and this will kind of get a lot of people caught up on some shit because they can't be like, oh, I left my shit. Nah, bro, your phone is right there in your hand, and I know you went to the app, so download the app right now. You always have your phone with you, so I mean, it might be good for some, but they're definitely gonna. Well, actually, since they want voter ID everywhere, right? Well, there, I got my phone on me. Boom. Boom. But they want voter ID for other reasons, just to disenfranchise people. Okay, unplanned water supply disruption. Not a good start. Allows a public water distribution entity to use contact information in its possession obtained before or after, rather than only before, a planned or unplanned disruption event, rather than only an unplanned disruption event, in a public water supply in order to inform its customers of the disruption event. That seems okay. Requires a public water distribution entity that also notify all affected fire departments, all affected dispatch centers, and public. Oh, okay. Requires fire department and oh, so there's an email. Okay. Yes. They're allowed to email each other about, hey, there's a big crack in the water main over on 1st Street. I know there's a fire on 2nd Street, so make sure you go to 3rd Street to get water. Like, that's important. Yeah. Ooh. Human remains veterans. I know a Kifwit. Provides that if remains are over 100 years old are identified as remains of a veteran, the Department of Natural Resources shall permit a veterans organization to place a marker to designate that grave, if not already designated as a grave of a veteran. Provides that if the grave is damaged or destroyed, the veterans organization may fix, add, install, or refurbish the grave, or replace a broken or damaged headstone. I have one provision. It must have fought for America and not the Confederacy. Because I know somebody's out there just like,
Yes, and my Confederate grandpa moved to Illinois right before he died.
and then they want to put up fucking, you know.
And his best friend was General Lee, and he loved that statue so much.
Nah. As long as they're like Illinois people and they're like not traitors, then let's go. All right, we're cruising right along here. EMS Act changes. Training and curriculum. Amends the Emergency Medical Services Systems Act, provides that clinical observation means that ongoing observation of a patient's medical or mental health condition by a licensed healthcare professional utilizing a medical skill set while continuing assessment and care. Okay. Provides that an education plan within a resource hospital may include classes performed outside of the region in which the resource hospital is located. Provides that the paramedic, that quote-unquote paramedic, means a person who has successfully completed a course in advanced life support care as approved. Okay. So just fixing some language. All right, that's fine. Oh, this is good. This is good. Turn the music down. Turn the music down. This I love. Okay. So creates the O'Hare Driver Safety Act. Provides that a person operating a motor vehicle shall not stop or stand the person's vehicle on the shoulder of a highway, including the highway entrance and exit ramps, or on the side of a roadway within a 2-mile radius surrounding O'Hare International Airport. Establishes that a person who violates the provision shall be subject to a $100 fine. Limits the liability of a vehicle lesser if specified conditions are met. So if you're leasing your taxi, requires the Illinois Toll Highway Authority to install and maintain automated traffic safety systems along traffic routes within a 2-mile radius of... Oh, no. They're going to let the tollway do it. Oh, not good, boys. Not good, girls. Not good. Oh, man. Turn my light on. There we go. It's still doing it. Turn. There we go. Why is my head disappearing? Anyway, it's bothering me. Here, let's do this. I have to fix that. I have to. I must. Is that better? Oh, getting there. Come on. Okay, that's good enough. Okay. How do I describe O'Hare Airport? Let me see if I can find something real quick. Let's see. Because I just want to see. Let's just let's just go to the Wikipedia a little bit. I just want to get some numbers for you guys. So O'Hare International Airport is 7,627 acres. It's 12 square miles roughly. 30.87 square kilometers if you're nasty. It has nonstop flights to 249 destinations in North America, South America, the Caribbean, Europe, Africa, Asia, the Middle East, and North Atlantic region as of the summer of 2024. As of 2024, O'Hare is considered the most connected airport in the U.S. and fifth most connected airport in the world. It is also United States' fourth busiest airport and seventh biggest airport. So, as you could imagine, that's from their Wikipedia, by the way. And as you can imagine, there's a lot of like Uber, Lyft, taxis, shuttles, a lot of like, you know, couriers of humans going through there. You know what I mean? And then you got like the normal people who are just driving their car to go pick up their mom, or they got to pick up their roommate, you know. So there isn't really a great way of getting, like, your best bet is just go into the parking garage, pay the $4, sit in there for 20 minutes, get your friend at the baggage claim, hugs and kisses, walk back to the car, and then you're off to the races. But instead, the Uber and Lyft drivers, what they do is they line themselves all along the highway. Like, the highway on both sides will be filled with cars with their hazards on. And it's Lyft drivers, because like Uber and Lyft, like your proximity to the person making the call is directly proportional to how fast is ideally that you'd be able to get to the person looking for the ride. So as people are creeping closer and closer to the airport itself to be that closest driver in proximity, this is what you get. You get like a mile of people just cramming all of the ramps and all the everything, just trying to be as close to this enormous hotel as possible. I was talking to Mrs. Famine, and I was like, what they should do, if they're smart, Bensenville, I think, is the city that it's technically in. Or it's, I guess it's technically O'Hare, but Bensenville and all that stuff's around there. Maybe in Bensenville, you should set up a nice little area, nice good parking lot, you know, some Wi-Fi, some coffee, donuts, you know, some shops, and just set up a spot for all the Uber drivers to be, all the Lyft drivers to be, because now that they're going to be booted off the side of the road, they're going to need somewhere to park. Sounds like a good idea to me. But yeah, get your asses away from there. Disabled veterans permit fees amends the county's code, township code, and Illinois municipal code. Provides that a veteran with a disability or a veteran's caregiver shall not be charged any building permit fee for improvements to the residence of the veteran with a disability if the improvements are required to accommodate the disability of the veteran. Yeah, don't charge them $150 fucking what's it called fee. A permit fee, a building. Don't make them get make them get a building permit, but don't make them pay for a building permit. I figured this kind of stuff would be covered under the ADA. All right, mosquito abatement district powers. And provisions about the powers of the board of the trustees of Mosquito Abatement District provides that the board has powers relating to the surveillance and monitoring of ticks, and the surveillance and monitoring of extermination of mosquitoes and rats, rather than the surveillance and monitoring of mosquitoes, flies, ticks, and vectors. It requires that the district to report to the Department of Public Health, in addition to local certified public health department, the results of any positive mosquito, tick, or vector rather than mosquito samples affected. Okay, good. Get rid of the bugs. The bad bugs. Cool bugs are cool, but mosquitoes can go. Oh, wait, I missed something here. Samples infected with arboviral, tree bugs, tree germs, and bacterial infections rather than arboviral infections. Requires a report to include number of vectors rather than mosquitoes collected in the trapping device. Eee. So they got traps down there in the sewers to catch all that nasty stuff that's down there. All the little, all the little unmentionables living down there. That's crazy. Okay, Bikeway Act. Amends the Bikeway Act provides that municipality or county may prepare a bicycle transportation plan. Okay. Specifies the information that must be included in the plan. Okay. This is just, and again, some of this is just cleanup stuff. Like, you have to put an act up so that you can make a committee that does a certain thing. So a lot of that is just them setting a lot of things up. So that's fine. I just hate when the freaking guys are over there dressed like Lance Armstrong or something. It's like, dude, you're on a 45-mile-an-hour road. You are not racing the Tour de France. There are no hills out here. It is flatter than a pancake. It is so flat out here. So I'm just get on a treadmill, dude. You're just blocking the road. Just get on a treadmill. Or a course. Don't you have like loops? We should build some loops. Counties problem-solving courts. Music stopped. Provides that, notwithstanding any other provisions of law, a county may use funds designated by law or ordinance for transportation purposes to fund rides for persons to attend problem-solving courts. Allows a county to enter into an intergovernmental agreement with another unit of local government for the purposes of provisions. Defines problem-solving court as a court program regulated under the Drug Court Treatment Act, the Juvenile Drug Court Treatment Act, the Mental Health Court Treatment Act, or the Veterans and Service Members, Court Treatment Act. Okay. Seems okay. Notary Public Training Exemptions. Wait, exemptions? Wait a minute. Amends the Illinois Notary Public Act provides that an applicant to renew an appointment as a rotary public, yes, the rotary engine public and the electronic notary public is not required to complete the course of study required under the act or pass the examination required under the act if the applicant submits in the form and manner prescribed by the Secretary of State a signed statement that the applicant is a licensed attorney or judge or is employed by a licensed attorney or the court and has read and understood the version of the act that is in effect at the time of the application. In the introduced bill, the applicant must establish that he or she is a licensed attorney or a judge that is employed as a licensed attorney. I guess that's good. I don't know. Mosquitoes. We'll put it in the good pile because it's not bad. So, well, I can't see the bad in it. I guess it just makes things easy because, like, the way I'm thinking about it is if there's like a defense attorney, but they need something notarized, it's like, dude, I am an attorney. Like, I know what the law is. I can validate this. Landfill's vehicle washing provides that beginning on January 1st, 2025, landfills in counties with a population of over 250,000 rather than 275,000 shall provide and operate facilities to clean the wheels and undercarriages of vehicles departing the landfill. They weren't doing that already? That's nasty. All right. Pension benefits. Dude, y'all don't understand, but Illinois has a serious pension problem. Serious pension problem. A lot of people did a lot of grimy, underhanded, well, let's just say creative bookkeeping and scheduling in state jobs where like your pension is supposed to be, I think it was like your last 18 months or something like that. So instead of just, working their last 18 months and retiring like a normal adult, they decided to like inflate their shit with like as much overtime as possible and calling in all their vacations and doing all this stuff. So then essentially the people are getting not, 75% or whatever it is of what their normal salary was. They inflated their salary so much that now they might have only had a job where they only made like, $75,000-$80,000 a year. So then they would retire with like, 65 a year. No. They fluff the numbers so bad that a lot of these people are getting six figures from the state every year. Which is crazy because a lot of them are like mid 60s or like early 60s. So they're going to be on this for like 20 years. And that's the problem that we're in, is that these people retired early on purpose after they inflated their stats. It is a nightmare for us to deal with now. Pensions. Ugh, did I mark that one down? Yeah. All right. Anyway. Police disability, downstate police, provides that a physical and mental disability that constitutes in whole or in part the basis of an application for benefits under the downstate police article in the Illinois Pension Code may not be used in whole or in part as a cause for a municipality to discharge an officer. Wait, what? Provides that upon a chief of police department's receipt of the certification from the Board of Trustees under the downstate police article of the Illinois Pension Code that a police officer is no longer disabled and is able to resume the duties of his or her position, the police officer shall report to the chief of police department. Provides that the chief of the police department shall thereupon order immediate reinstatement into active service, and the municipality shall immediately return the police officer to his payroll in the same rank or grade held at the date he or she was placed on a disability pension under the downstate. I'm going to go bad. Because this is an easy way for them to sneak out of stuff. Like, oh, I had a mental breakdown when I was beating the shit out of that 15-year-old girl for no reason because she gave me the finger. Now I need to take a little short break, and you better bring me back at the same rank and pay rate. Because they could just hide him on mental disability for a year, wait for everybody to forget about it, and then just sneak them back in. All on our tax dollars. All on the victims' tax dollars. Super cool. Speaking of police officers, sexual assault evidence provides that except in certain medical examiner or coroner investigations, whenever a person's DNA profile is collected due to a person's being a victim of a crime as identified by law enforcement, that a specific profile collected in conjunction with the criminal investigation should not be entered into any DNA database. Provides that nothing in the provision shall be interpreted to contradict rules and regulations developed by the Federal Bureau of Investigation relating to national DNA index systems or combined DNA. And yeah, so if somebody is attacked, and like you get medical involved, you can't just go, swabbing a little spit while I'm unconscious and then running me through the database. Or if you get something from a sexual assault kit, you can't run the victim through the frickin' database to see if they got stuff. You know what I mean? Like, that's not what that's for. If you want to catch criminals, do it the old-fashioned way. Don't just start stealing their blood and saliva and then running that through your thing in a desperate attempt to find bad guys. Why don't you go try law enforcement? All right. Moving on. EMS officers sell medical information training. Provides that the Department of Public Health shall, while it's here, shall require and conduct a program to train EMS. Okay, EMS training. I'm already going to say it's good. They need it. Everybody needs it. Crime Victims Compensation Act amends the Juvenile Court Act of 1987 to provide that law enforcement agencies may disclose law enforcement reports records to the Attorney General to comply with Crime Victims Compensation Act. Ooh. Defines applicant, crime of violence, victim. Oh, that's a new word. Pecuniary? Pecuniary losses. Dating relationships and other terms. Provides that no compensation may be granted to an applicant under the act while the applicant is held in a correctional institution. What? So it provides that law enforcement agents can now disclose the different things about it, and that people can't sue while they're injured. All right, bad. That's 5 bad.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
Amends the vehicle code crash reporting. Amends the vehicle code, provides that the driver of a vehicle that is in any manner involved in any of the following types of crashes, okay, I guess I do have to read it. I was trying to skip some of it. Shall, if no police officer is present, give notice of the crash by the fastest available means of communication to the specified law enforcement agency. A crash results in an injury or death of a person. A crash results in damage to the property of any person in excess of a specified amount. A crash involving a school bus, or if the cause is crashed by a collision, sudden stop, or otherwise, if the crash results in a property damage, personal injury, crash on a fixture, school bus, yeah. With regard to the data collected previous calendar. Okay. That's fine. Moving on. Hey, Ollie, man. Ooh, financial. Thank you. Can you do like a phonetic? How do I pronounce that? Is it pecuniary? Pecuniary? I don't know. Let me know. Reports. Railroad fatality. Ooh. Getting a little crazy here. Provides that all reports involving railroad fatalities and all communications between police officers and train crew members involved in those occurrences shall not be public reports and shall be maintained by the police departments in a manner that ensures their confidentiality. Provides that these reports shall be accessible at all reasonable times upon written requests to the host railroad, to the employing railroad by the court order, and the others specifically authorized by court order to obtain information if the access is necessary in the performance of their duties.
Pretty soon we're going to be calm in this country.
That is bullshit. The fact that they're going to let... So we already have a problem with douchebags not doing the right thing as far as like OSHA concerns and safety concerns with the railroads. So now if they have fucking radio chatter, we can't hear it. And it gets to go into the sole possession of these railroad companies or the police that confiscate it. And the police are under no obligation to share that information with the public. So that's a big communist.
Pretty soon we're going to be calm in this country.
Yeah, that's bull. Because they'll just snuff it out, you know. Vehicle code changes. Barias. Per QE. That doesn't help. Pecuniary. 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 There we go. And then there's Billy to help. Pecuniary. 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 I'm going to forget that, but thank you. Vehicle code changes various. Requires registration stickers issued as evidence of renewed registration issued by the Secretary of State to be displayed in the upper right corner of the rear register plate. Yeah. Provided by the Secretary of State. Provides that the registration stickers issued to truck tractors shall be displayed in the upper right corner of the front. Okay. Makes changes to the other provisions. A low-speed gas bicycle and pedestrian, and the removal or towing of motor vehicles, antique vehicles. My car's almost an antique. I'm excited about that because then I don't have to do emissions tests anymore. An expanded use antique vehicles, spot lamps, auxiliary driving lamps, stop and use. This is the shit I want to see. Where's all this stuff? Use of headlamps. Oh my God, the use of headlamps. The high beams and the xenon light bulbs are just unbelievably damaging to my eyeballs every night. When lighted lamps are required, street racing, duty to give information and render aid, operation of motor and similar vehicles fees. Okay. They just cleaned up some language. All right. Oh, I read about this one too. Autism training. Now listen up, you scrubs. Provides that the Illinois Law Enforcement Training Standards Board shall develop or approve a course to assist law enforcement officers in identifying and appropriately responding to individuals with autism spectrum disorders. Modifies what may be included in the instruction and autism-informed responses, procedures, and techniques. Provides that the board may consult with the Department of Public Health or Department of Human Services to develop and update the curriculum. This is especially good for people who are, I don't know, of color, because stupid, fucking bigoted cops assume that sometimes these special needs gentlemen or ladies are drunk, are high, are, you know, like on some like seriously heavy drugs. Oh, his speech was slurred and he was trying to get away from me. The guy was in his own yard, you know, playing with his like plane or something like that. And then like there's probably, I don't know if all of them are in Illinois, but there's definitely a few stories of people getting upset or cops getting upset that people aren't complying with them. The person is autistic and not functioning autistic. Some of them are nonverbal. Give me your license. Just screaming at a nonverbal autistic man who's in his 30s. He lives at home with his parents and he's walking up and down the street. He's been doing it his whole life. New cop comes in and just wants to beat the brakes off of the guy because he won't comply with them. They have to have some sort of training so that they can understand that these people are our family members. These are our neighbors. These are our buds. Some of them may be us. You can't treat everybody like you're on the set of The Shield and you're Vic Mackey kicking in the door for the strike team. It doesn't work like that. We're normal out here. And some of us are special needs, and you need to be aware of that if you're going to be carrying a gun and beating up people and kidnapping them and taking them to prison. Or what was the veteran guy, 60-something-year-old veteran with Alzheimer's? He was missing. They had a silver alert. And then the family's like, oh, my God, thank you, Jesus. The cops called, and they said they got Dad. Let's go get him. He's unconscious, beat the hell up. Because they said he was fighting with them, and he wasn't providing his ID, and he wasn't doing all this. This is how they help someone with Alzheimer's. Like, you didn't understand that the man's clearly confused. You didn't understand that the man's been missing for like weeks. There's a silver alert out for him, and you're supposed to be actively looking to find this man. But instead of that, you attack him because his speech is slurred. Yes, because he's having a neurological incident. Train them, damn it. And this is what defund the police looks like, right? Instead of buying them more like tanks and MRAPs so that they can drive around, you spend that money on this stuff. Defund the bad things and fund the good things. Right? All right. Property taxes prohibits a landlord from charging a prospective tenant an application screening fee if the prospective tenant provides a reusable tenant screening report that meets the following criteria. The report was prepared within the previous 30 days of a consumer credit reporting agency at the request of the expense of the prospective tenant. The report is made directly available to the landlord for use in the rental application process, or is provided through the third-party website that regularly uses. Jesus Christ, we're gonna make it today, y'all. Regularly engages in the business of providing a reusable tenant screening report and compiles with all state, federal laws pertaining to use and disclosure information. Okay. Information contained in the consumer report by the consumer report, and the report is available to the landlord at no cost. Okay. Yeah, you gotta let them reuse their application, especially when they make you pay sometimes, because they might charge you $40-50 for a background check. And if you got to pay $40-50 for a background check, and it's in the same, like, I'm doing the same thing at multiple different places. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to just apply to one place. I'm going to apply to several places. So you're telling me I'm going to have to spend, if I want to look out 10 different apartments and condos and townhouses, that's $500 just to look? No. And then I got to fill out a new form for each single one. No. Just use the same one. Property tax study provides that the Department of Revenue, in consultation with the Department of Commerce and Economic Opportunity, shall conduct a study to evaluate property tax system in the state. Provides that the department may also determine whether the existing property tax levy, assessment, appeal, and collection process is reasonable and fair, and may issue recommendations to improve that process. Provides that the Department of Revenue may also consult with units of local government. Okay, that's good. Again, like, this is like a cleaning uppy thing. It's not like no one's been talking about this until January 1st. We can finally start the conversation. But again, when you want to have these different committees and these different groups and all this stuff, or even if you want to like launch this survey, the people have to, like, you know what I mean? It has to be brought in front of the state legislature and then passed and then put into a law like we're doing right now. So at least it's moving, because the property tax here is crippling. I think it's second highest in the nation. It's just too much, y'all. Too much. Okay. Let me get a little sip here. You know what? I'm going to listen to a little. Get a little sip. Little piece. Let me check on you guys in the chat. Pecuniary. Yeah, no, pecuniary. Nieri. Pecuniary. Pecuniary. Oh, pecuniary. Ha! Pecuniary. Boom, got it. In my head forever. Mine now. All right. Public health and safety. We only have 6 pages left, so we might be done here. We might be done for dinner. Okay, amends the Illinois Underground Utilities Facilities Damage Prevention Act. Oh, I know Julie. Before you did, call Julie. If you're from Illinois, you're laughing. Remove references to the statewide one-call notice system and replaces it with Julie, Inc. Provides that owners or operators of underground utility facilities are required to be members of Julie. Creates the positive response system to be implemented. I like it. I like it. Youth vaping advertising amends the Preventing Youth Vaping Act. Provides that a manufacturer, distributor, and retailer may not advertise, market, or promote an electronic cigarette or in a matter that is likely to cause a person rather than adult, and aside from a parent, legal guardian, or teacher, to mistake the electronic cigarette for a product that is not a tobacco product. So you can't make your vapes look like Sharpies. Okay, Public Works, Transportation, tow truck lights. Provides that the use of green, oscillating, flashing, or rotating lights, whether lighted or unlighted, is prohibited except on specific vehicles. Provides that conditions that must be satisfied for the lights on specific vehicles to be oscillating, flashing, or rotating. Green? Do you need green? Fire department, local federal designated marked as emergency vehicles, stay burn, flashing green. What? So emergency vehicles may use a steady on illumination or steady burn or flashing green beacon or beacons if such steady on, steady burn. I think these are light terms, like light bulb terms. And flashing beacon is used to indicate an emergency operations command post or incident command location. Okay, so the cops had a secret code that meant like the green light means operation command post or incident command location. And then the tow trucks were using green lights. So they're like, you can't use green lights anymore because that's our secret code thing. Fine. It's a new year, new me. I'm being positive. Ooh, catalytic converters requires transactions involving a catalytic converter to include the identification number of the vehicle from which the catalytic converter was removed and the part number or any or other identifying number of the catalytic converter that was removed. Provides that in a transaction involving a catalytic converter, the recyclable metal dealer must also require a copy of the certificate of the title or uniform invoice showing that the seller's ownership in the vehicle. Makes it unlawful for any person to purchase or otherwise acquire a used detached catalytic converter or any non-ferrous part thereof unless specified conditions are met. Stop angle grinding people's shit off the bottom of their cars and stop fucking selling that shit, because there's one thing for people to steal it and it's another thing for a guy who has an established business to take in known stolen parts off of other people's fucking cars and just like, oh, well, I don't know where it came from. It just showed up in the middle of the night. Yeah, middle of the night, my ass. There should also be in there the punishments for people who break that law. But that's a good one. Vehicle load covers. Please, God, tell me they're putting... Provides that no person shall operate or cause to be operated on a highway or a commercial motor vehicle, with the exception of a highway maintenance vehicle, transporting garbage or refuse unless the tailgate on the vehicle is in good working repair, good operating condition, and closes securely with a cover or tarpaulin of sufficient size attached so as to prevent any load, residue, or material from escaping. Let me tell you, it is no fun to have a fucking gravel truck leaving the quarry out in front of you on the highway, just pinging you. You just hear it. You just hear the paint. You hear. When I got transferred from at my last employer from one store to another store, I had to start taking the highway to get down there. First day driving down there, semi drops a fucking golf ball sized gravel chunk right into the windshield. Got a nice little little circle, little pinpoint. Scared the shit out of me. I thought it was gonna break the glass. Nothing better than a rock hitting you at 60-something miles an hour. So yeah, I'm in favor of that. Specialty plates for motorcycles. Allows the Secretary of State to issue specialty plates to motorcycles and autocycles. I don't know what I would get, but IDOT studies. IDOT is Illinois Department of Transportation. Local governments. Provides that upon request by a unit of local government, the department shall make available any study or survey completed by the department that concerns traffic or the environmental impact on road construction. Allows a study or survey conducted by the department to be substituted for a study or survey required by a unit of local government. Oh, for construction projects affecting a portion of a state right of way. And provisions requiring that requiring that upon a request by a unit of local government, the Department of Transportation shall make available any study or survey completed by the department that concerns traffic or environmental impact on road construction projects, provides that the studies and surveys provided by disclosure. Okay, so that's kind of good. So I guess if you don't, I guess you can use their study, like local governments can use the surveys used by the Department of Transportation instead of having to pay for you know what I mean? Like having to pay for another one themselves. You got a bike, Mikey? No. I am a very thin fellow. If I was heavier, I would ride a bike. And if I didn't have a wife and kid, I would ride a bike. But I'm too frail. If I dump that thing, it's just on the ground now. I don't know. It's just down there now. It lives down there. 100 Club special plates provides for the insurance of the 100 Club of Illinois decals. Provides that the fee of the original issuance of the 100 Club. What the hell is the 100 Club? Googling. Proudly serving first responders and their families since 1966. The Hunter Club of Illinois is a nonprofit organization that provides support to the families of first responders killed in the line of duty and supports active duty first responders throughout our state. We provide resources. Let me show you. We provide resources. I lost it. Financial support, access to training, and moral support. Our goal is to help these families navigate after loss of a loved one and to support the needs of active duty first responders in the way we can. Okay. So what do these guys want? Special plates. Oh, they get their own special plates. For 100 decal shall be $45 with 30 to the 100 Club of Illinois Fund. A special fund created to... Oh, they freaking explained it. And the 15 to the special limit provides that the fee for the renewal shall be 27 with 25 to the club and 2 to the state. Provides that all the monies to the Illinois shall be raised to the grants. Oh, so they can buy their own freaking plates and it's like damn near free. That's bad. Well, that's good. Whatever. Good for them. I want my own freaking plate and organization so I can just like get my own plates for fucking $2. That must be nice. Emergency construction procedures requires that upon approaching an emergency scene, a stationary authorized emergency vehicle or a construction or maintenance area or zone, a person who drives a vehicle shall, proceeding with due caution, yield the right of way by making a lane change, if possible with due regard to safety and traffic condition. Provides that if changing lanes would be impossible or unsafe, proceeding with due caution, reduce the speed of the vehicle to a speed that is reasonable and proper with regard to traffic conditions, and the use of the highway to avoid a collision or until safely past the construction or maintenance area or zone. Like, I get what they're going for here, but I'm not sure that you're going to be able to... Like, I feel like this is going to end up just being another one of those things where we thought it was going to really help us, but it's going to end up in the long run being super regressive. Because, I mean, like, there's a lot of road construction. I'm between, like, a fair few highways. Like, a fair few highways are, like, less than 10 minutes away from me. All of them are under construction somewhere. You know, they all have cones up, but they leave the freaking cones up for, I don't know, months. Like the same barrel, you know, things are up on the highway for months at a time. Yeah, because it says emergency scene, stationary, authorized vehicle, or a construction or maintenance area or zone. That's literally 80% of the friggin' highway is frickin' under construction. Okay, so I have to just pull over to the side for the side of the road. Like, this is written poorly. I'm putting it in bad.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
We only got 4 pages left, y'all. 4 left. All right, revenue and taxation. Amends both the State Revenue Sharing Act and the Public Funds Investment Act. Provides that a public agency may adopt an ordinance or resolution to allow for investment of public funds in instruments that are not specifically listed as authorized investments if those investments comply with any other law that authorizes public agencies to invest funds and investment policies adopted by the public agency. Better not be crypto. It didn't warm my heart, so I'm putting it in bad.
Shame.
Too vague.
Shame. Shame.
Oh, where's my thing at? Okay. Okay. Retailers Occupation Tax Act. Retailers outside Illinois. Provides that a retailer that makes retail sales of tangible personal property to Illinois customers from a location or locations outside of Illinois is engaged in the occupation of selling and retail at retail in Illinois for the purposes of the Retailers Occupational Tax Act under specified conditions. Provides that a retailer maintaining a place of business in this state that makes retail sales of tangible personal property to Illinois customers from a location or locations outside of Illinois is engaged in the business of selling at the Illinois location to which the tangible purchase is taken by the purchaser. I did not understand any of that. I'm going to read it again. Provides that a retailer that makes retail sales of tangible personal property to Illinois customers from a location outside of Illinois is engaged in the occupation of selling at retail. Oh, so if you sell stuff like in Northwest Indiana and 90% of your customers are Illinois people jumping the border, then you're responsible under the Illinois Retailers Occupation Act. Okay, that's fine. Because, I mean, yeah, dude, because if you're just trying to use like Indiana laws and all your customers are from fucking Illinois, that's bullshit. Yeah, okay, I get it now. Ooh, state governance. Oof, Child Abuse Notice Act. Creates the Child Abuse Notice Act. Requires certain businesses and establishments, including but not limited to daycare centers, elementary and secondary schools, bus stations, general acute care, hospital emergency rooms, to post in a conspicuous place a notice developed by the Department of Children and Family Services that is aimed toward children under 18 and provides information on what constitutes physical and sexual abuse and how to report such abuse. Requires the notice to be at least 8 inches by 11, written on 16-point font, unless, okay. That's good. That's good. All right. Crime reduction. Adult Redeploy Illinois program amends the Illinois Crime Reduction Act of 2009. Changes reference from offenders to justice-impacted individuals. Provides that funds shall be distributed via a grant program rather than the allotment of funds shall be based on a formula. Provides that the Adult Redeploy Illinois Oversight Board is created to oversee, provide guidance, and develop an administrative structure for the Adult Redeploy Illinois program. Provides that once all members have been appointed, the board may exercise any power, perform any function, take any action, or do anything in furtherance of its purposes and goals upon the appointment of a quorum of its members. That's fine. Yeah, they're trying to get rid of some of this, like, the problem is when you over police an area for decades, what you end up doing is you disqualify every single freaking resident from being able to work anywhere, you know? So you got to start expunging some records and letting some things go, or else no one is allowed to work here because of your heavy-handed approach to civil peace. All right. Did I mark that one? I did mark it. All right. Jesus. Amends the Mobile Park Act, provides that operating a mobile park home without a current license shall result in a fine of $10 per day per site. Oof. Provides that licenses issued under the act are non-transferable. That's going to piss some people off. Provides that if a mobile home park is sold, the application for a new license shall be mailed to the Department of Public Health and postmarked no later than 10 days after the date of sale. Provides that delinquent licensing fees and reinspection fees of the prior owner and owners are to be paid by the new owner before license is issued. Okay. Like, it's good, but it's bad too. And again, like, I'm not this I'm not sitting on like $17 trillion, you know what I mean? Where I can just like go around and be like, oh, look at that trailer park over there. I bet if somebody cleaned it up, it'd be a great opportunity for me. Oh, what's that? It owes fees? Well, I'm not going to buy it now. I'm not going to pay that other person's fees. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of like the part of business, right? You have to find a way to make that place profitable, even with all of this tax debt that it's going to owe, all these these back fees that it's going to owe from the previous owner not doing that. It's good so that it prevents the original landlord from selling it to like his nephew or like his business partner. And then it's like, oh, well, I'm the business partner. I'm not the original guy, so I'm not responsible for any of those fees. So it stops that kind of stuff, but it also kind of incurs this problem onto the next owner, as opposed to it following the landlord around. It's just going to get stuck on the property. So sucks. Pretrial services establishes in the judicial branch of the state government an office to be known as the Office of Statewide Pretrial Services. Pretrial provides that an office shall be under the supervision and direction of a director who shall be appointed by a vote of a majority of the Illinois Supreme Court justices for a 4-year term and until a successor is appointed and qualified. Provides that the director shall adopt rules, instructions, and orders consistent with the act, further defining the organization of this office and the duty of its employees. Pre-trial. just YouTube pre-trial, and you'll see why I'm laughing. Landlord Retaliation Act. Bum, bum, bum. Oh, do I have something like that? I got this. Hold on. Creates the Landlord Retaliation Act, declares that it is against the public policy of the state for a landlord to take retaliatory action against a tenant, prohibits a landlord from knowingly terminating a tenancy, increasing rent, decreasing services, bringing or threatening to bring a lawsuit against a tenant for possessing or refusing to renew a lease or a tenancy because the tenant has, in good faith, has taken certain action. Whew, it's a mouthful. Provides that an action is not retaliatory if the landlord can prove a legitimate non-retaliatory basis for the action. Landlord began the action before the tenant engaged in the protected activity. Provides that the rebuttable presumption does not arise if the protected tenant activity was initiated after the alleged act of retaliation. It's good, but it doesn't go far enough. Like, just like all of the rest of these bills have committees and oversight, and they have like a board that's gonna like look out for these things. Making the law is good, but if there isn't a group of like lawmakers who are like, skilled in law and are maybe like, I don't know, defense attorneys, if we don't have that level of oversight for stuff like this, it might scare some of them off, but this is inside of a list of 1 of 300. You know what I mean? Who else is going to go through here and read all this stuff? Crazy. Oh, and if you are new here, please subscribe, hit the buttons, make us happy, make us famous, make us popular, make us loved, just make us profitable. We're not going to ask for money anymore from you guys. We don't want your money. We want rich people's money. So just comment, like, subscribe, do all that good stuff, and get us a lot of attention, and we'll go get the money from rich people so all of our broke friends don't have to pay anymore. Legacy Trees Task Force Act. Did I mark down the landlord retaliation? I think so. All right. Legacy Trees Task Force Act creates the Legacy Trees Program Task Force Act. Provides that the Legacy Tree Program Task Force shall establish recommendations to promote the identification, awareness, commemoration, and preservation of significant trees within the state. Sets forth provisions concerning the membership of task force, compensation of members, support of the task force, responsibilities of the task force. Hey, it's the Groot task force. Okay, procurement. This looks important. All right, let's break it down here. Procurement Omnibus provides that the Chief Procurement Officer shall require at the time of submission of a bid, and may require that at the Chief Procurement Officer's option at any time during the term of the contract, that the bidder or contractor submit an affidavit and other supporting documents demonstrating that the bidder or contractor is an Illinois business, and, if applicable, submit an affidavit and other supporting documents demonstrating that the bidder or contractor is eligible for a 4% bid preference. Oh, under amends the Governmental Joint Purchasing Act. So you can underbid national companies, national businesses, if you're an Illinois business, by 4%. Amends the Government Joint Purchasing Act, provides that each chief procurement officer may authorize any governmental unit of this state to purchase or lease supplies under a contract which has been procured under the jurisdiction of the Illinois Procurement Code by governmental units subject to the jurisdiction of the chief procurement officer. Provides that the Capital Development Board may elect to use the Progressive Design Build delivery method. Sets forth other provisions concerning procedures for selection and submission of qualifications, the award of contracts, pricing. Okay. Sounds like a scam, but I can't figure out what it is yet, so I'll have to give it a plus. Ooh, I like this one. Driver's license term extension. Provides that beginning no later than July 1st, 2027, the Secretary of State shall offer to qualified applicants the option to be issued an 8-year driver's license. Provides that the Secretary shall submit proposed rules to implement this provision to the Joint Committee on Administrative Rules no later than January 1st, 2027. Like, honestly, the fewer times I have to go to the DMV, the better. Like, I always get in and out in unfathomably fast times. I got my driver's license in 22 minutes. I got my new license, driver's test, registered to vote, and organ donor. I think that was about 19 minutes. Like, I have unbelievably good luck at the DMV. But that is because I research the shit out of what I need from there, and I only go in for that one thing, and I get out as fast as possible. Like, I come in there literally running already, and I'm like, let's just start this thing. And I'm ready. I got all the papers you need right here. I highlighted all the stuff you need. Here's my money order. Here's my this. Here's my that. I am ready. I excel at the DMV. So when I run for governor of Illinois, just know that my number one focus as your governor will be to reform the DMV to make it as quick and as easy as possible. It's going to be awesome. You guys are going to love it when I'm governor. Statewide Building and Residential Codes Act. Creates the State Building and Residential Codes Act, provides that the Capital Development Board, in consultation with the Department of Natural Resources, shall adopt a building code that establishes minimum requirements for construction of commercial buildings. We didn't have that, that shall apply to the construction of, renovation to, and additions to all commercial buildings in the state. Provides that the board, in consultation with the Environmental Protection Agency, shall also adopt a residential code as the minimum and maximum requirements for the construction of residential buildings. When's y'all say? In a minute, Jen. We're almost done here. There shall be a construction and renovation of all the commercial buildings in the state. Provides that the board in consultation with the Environmental Protection Agency shall also provide the residential code as the minimum and maximum requirements for the construction of residential buildings. That shall apply to the construction of so I mean, yeah, I guess the state frickin' buildings that we have all over the state should be built to code. I think that's a minimum that we can expect, or should be able to expect. Okay, we'll give it good. Let me do a quick little tally here. We got 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 75, 80, 85. 89 good, 7 bad, 4 worst. Okay. I think we did that one. I feel like we had the condos one already. Provides that the board of managers, it says condos, accessible parking. Provides that the board of managers of a condominium, Jesus Christ, condominium must adopt a policy to reasonably accommodate a unit owner who is a person with a disability. Provides that the board of managers must make reasonable efforts to facilitate a resolution between the unit owners to provide for accessible parking if the association does not own or otherwise control parking. Get to it. Not-for-profit demographics. Amends to the General Not-for-Profit Corporation Act of 1986 provides that within 30 days after filing its annual AG 990 IL charity organization annual report, a corporation that reports grants of $1 million or more to other charitable organizations shall post on its publicly available website, if one exists, the aggregated demographic information of the corporation's directors and officers, including race, ethnicity, gender, disability status, veteran status, sexual orientation. Wait. I will start again because there's no way it just said that. Amends to the General Not-for-Profit Corporations Act of 1986 provides that within 30 days after filing its annual report, its charity report, a corporation that reports grants of $1 million or more to other charitable organizations shall post on its publicly available website this: the aggregated demographic information of the corporation's directors and officers, including race, ethnicity, gender, disability status, veteran status, sexual orientation, and gender identity. Provides that the aggregated demographic information of the corporation's directors and officers shall be accessible to the corporation's publicly available website for at least 3 years after it is posted. What? What? PA 1030635. What the hell does that have to do with the price of tea in China? Like, what does sexual orientation have to do with anything? Interesting. Okay. Small single-use bottle, Jesus Christ. Small single-use plastic bottle act. Creates a small single-use plastic bottle act, provides that beginning July 1st, 2025, hotels with 50 50 rooms or more, and beginning January 1st, 2026, hotels with less than 50 rooms may not provide small single-use plastic bottles containing personal care products to their either a customer of the establishment who is staying in a sleeping room accommodation or any space within sleeping room accommodations, or a customer establishment with a bathroom shared with a public guest establishes civil penalties. You're going to have to bring your own soap. Because if you have like 15 hotels in like a district in Chicago, that's a lot of freaking plastic bottles that are just filling up the landfill. Oh, Jesus. All right. IEMA, local groundwater. Blah, 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 blah. Amends the Uranium and Thorium Mill Tailings Control Act. I'm sorry, we have uranium and thorium here? Provides Illinois Emergency Management Agency. And, it's for our reactors. We do have uranium and thorium. We have reactors here. We have several. Office of Homeland Security may approve a request for a license termination following the adoption and implantation by the municipality or county in which the material milling facility is located of one or more ordinances restricting the use of groundwater on the property that has been licensed for the milling. Ooh. Any property downgradient from that property if the ordinance ensures public health and safety and is in effect at the time license termination, requires that the ordinance adopted for the purposes of terminating a license to remain in effect until the agency approves in writing that the ordinances are no longer needed. Okay, that's good. I forgot we do have a lot of reactors. We have uranium and thorium. It's not in the ground. It's just in a building. It's working. We have uranium and thorium that works here in Illinois. Human rights remedies. We're getting pretty far down, I think. Amends the Illinois Human Rights Act. Yeah, get rid of it. Extends the date to file a charge from 300 calendar days to 3 years for an alleged violation under the act, except for real estate transactions article. Changes the statute of limitations from 3 years to 2 years. Okay. Okay, so if anyone wants to file anything under the Human Rights Act, the Illinois Human Rights Act, they have 3 years to do so, as opposed to 300 calendar days. That's a plus for me. Fentanyl test strips provides that the Department of Human Services may establish or authorize a program for dispensing and distributing fentanyl test strips, providing that the department may acquire fentanyl test strips, train individuals on the use of fentanyl test strips, and distribute the fentanyl test strips. Provides that the department may award grants for the purchasing and distributing of fentanyl test strips. Permits law enforcement agencies and relevant fire departments to apply to the department for grants to fund acquisition of fentanyl test strips and related training programs. Okay. See, a lot of this is very benign. I think it's okay that they have fentanyl test strips. I would hope that they have professionals doing the training. You don't let, the apple bottom gang sit there with their fistful of thumbs and they try to figure out, now which end is the testing strip and which end is the fentanyl. Like I would like somebody intelligent to be training them, but I assume that they'll find somebody competent. Rules of the Road Handbook. Oh yes, I need to check this out. I am a very good driver. I dare say I am almost a perfect driver. I follow the rules of the road almost to the letter. And I can recite almost all of the rules. I know who always has the right of way. Go ahead and quiz me. I'll nail it. It's the guy on the right. I got it. You lose. I win. But yeah, there's a new Rules of the Road handbook, and I need to get it because my brain needs to know what the right thing to do is so I don't break the law and go to jail forever for shit I didn't do. You need to know the rules of the road if you're black and you drive in America because you have to, because they'll pull up some bullshit on you. requires the Secretary of State to include in the Illinois Rules of the Road publication information pertaining to the transportation of hazardous materials. Oh yeah, that's right. I heard about that. That's the only thing I got added was hazmat. You have to be able to identify the hazmat signs. Provides that the information shall include an image and description that details the various hazardous materials placards used on vehicles that transport hazardous materials. Yeah. So they're just adding the signage to the test. Authorizes the Illinois Emergency Management Agency, IEMA, and Office of Homeland Security to adopt rules for the implementation of its state-funded grant programs. Fine. Actually, Office of Homeland Security, I do approve of that. Let's get some federal money in to take care of things that are in Illinois and stop using all of our money for everything. Outdoor Lighting Control Act. Ooh. Provides that all new luminaries, rather than all new renovated or retrofitted luminaries purchased with state funds after an effective date of the act are or installed after the effective date of the act on a structural land that is owned, leased, or managed by the Department of Natural Resources must follow specified outdoor lighting control requirements. Removes a requirement that luminaries must be turned off or dimmed under certain conditions. I guess that's fine. Just get some freaking LEDs and just keep them low, man. You guys don't need all this freaking light. The light pollution is crazy. Crazy. This is interesting. Illinois Coordinate System Act creates the Illinois Coordinate System Act of 2024, creates the Illinois Coordinate System Committee, provides that the committee shall create, review, and revise the Guide to Illinois Coordinate System, requires that the committee adopt an organizational structure as necessary for the fulfillment of its purposes, specifies the members required to form the committee, requires the committee engage with the interested stakeholders throughout the state, representing local, regional, state, and federal agencies, professional associations, academic institutions, and private sector companies, enterprises, and businesses, sets forth provisions concerning the purpose of the act, definitions, and the guide of Illinois. Yeah. I would like to know what my grid coordinate is when this is done. It'll be my secret number. Utilities. Oh, we're almost done. Oh, these are the last two. Last two! We did it. We did it. I didn't think we'd be able to do it, but we did it. Termination grace period. Provides that each electric... Oh, we're in utilities here. So your gas and your power. That each electric and gas utility serving more than 500,000 customers in the state shall implement a disconnection protection program. Provides that where customers have applied for assistance through the Low Income Housing Energy Assistance Program, LEHEAP, and Percentage of Income Payment Plan, PEEP, the customer shall be temporarily protected from disconnection for 30 days after utility receives notice from a local administration agency that the customer has submitted an application to LEHEAP or PEEP. Provides that in case where LEHEAP and PEEP assistance is received, the customer shall be protected from disconnection for another 45 days after receiving the notice. Provides that any customer who applies for but does not receive LEHEAP or PEEP assistance shall only be temporarily protected from disconnection once in any program year. Okay, but that's good. I mean, I know it's still a little tight and it's less than people want, but they wanted to get rid of the whole thing. They didn't want any grace periods. They wanted to just be shutting everybody off. Well, here's the bad thing about that, especially in the wintertime here. I mean, it hasn't happened in a couple of years, but it got down to like negative 52, negative 57 degrees. So if you turn off somebody's heat at that temperature, they're gonna have a rough time surviving. Like maybe they can get some fire going inside there if there's like a fire. You know what I mean? Like the people are gonna have a hard time surviving. I know they don't care about the people. They care about the property. You can't have your property at that low of a temperature, because all of your pipes are going to freeze and burst, and you're going to screw up the water main, and you're going to break it for everybody else. It is not even like, forget the ethical part of it. It's not good business to just let one of the homes that are being rented or one of your customers burst. You know what I mean? Like, so what? You didn't get your $50, or you didn't get your $150 on time. Well, you're not going to have anything when the whole place is condemned and you know what I mean, when it's under renovation because all of the pipes burst. Water usage data provides that in the case of public utility that provides drinking water services upon the request of a municipal wastewater agency or unit of local government organized under specified acts, such public utility shall provide timely and accurate water usage data in a format identifiable to the requester for purposes of calculating wastewater billings. Provides that the public utility shall be entitled to collect its reasonable cost incurred to provide such data. That's the water meters that they were adding to everybody's houses. They're adding digital water meters. The system that they had before was not great, and what that turned into was people having a water bill of, $15, $20, maybe. They do it quarterly, so 15. So their water bill might be like $100 for the quarter, but instead of it being $100 for the quarter, it was like $10,000 a quarter, because the water company was like, well, you owe all of this stuff. And just like before we were talking about with the fees and things like that are attached to a house, that water bill would be sitting on a property. So if you wanted to buy a house that was on the market, that water bill when you got there would be yours. And people didn't know that when they moved in. Didn't even know. So we did it. We did it, y'all. We made it. We made it. That's it. Those are the things on the way in Illinois. Let me read the chat here, and then I'm going to go eat some din din, play with my baby, kiss my wife. Mike did the Kessel run. Kessel run in less than 13 parsecs. You damn right, IQ. You're goddamn right I did. Can't say condominium without saying condom. You ain't never lied. I thought gender identity fell under private medical privilege. I mean, that was the one talking about the nonprofits and how if they take over $1 million, they got to put all this information about the people. Like, come on, y'all. Come on now. Come on now. Boo stealing soap is my favorite part of staying in those hotels. Well, not no more. You're going to have to bring your own bottle. You're going to have to bring your bottle of soap from the house, from the crib. You're going to have to fly with that. Oh, you can't fly with it. Good luck, y'all. Well done, Mikey. Thank you, Billy. Okay. I want to introduce a controversial new bill that 300 times strength headlights. You are banned from driving after sundown until after the penalty fines equivalent of those tinted windows fine. Oh, I can't take those headlights. It's so farmy out here. It's so farmy out here. So there's little minor hills, and these douchebags will come over the frickin'. They will come over a short hill, like a damn lighthouse. You just say, and then you just can't see shit. You stare at the side of the road, hope you don't crash. All right. I'm going to have to buy so many backup L'Oreal No More Tears shampoo. Stop getting soap in your eyes, okay? Okay, so that's it for me. How long did this take? I don't even know. 2.5 hours. We did it. There you go. All 300 laws. We had 5 worst, 7 bad, and then all the rest were benign or good. So this might be Illinois' attempt to inoculate itself from the Trumpness. But we're going to be all right. We're going to be all right. And we are going to see you guys next time. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I'm Mikey Family. Make sure you hit all the buttons below. Please hit the buttons below. And I will catch you guys next time.
Bye.